What's happening, people? Population Nation here, and wow, just finished watching Picard season 3, episode 3, titled 17 Seconds. And do you know what? I again, I watched episode 1. I was like, this is pretty good. I'm pretty into this. Like, after the disappointment we've had over the last few years. Like, uh, season 2 again. I'm like, yep. Still impressed. Looking forward to the next episode. I'm like, come on, keep it up, come on. And yeah, episode 3 did not disappoint whatsoever. Not me anyway. And do you know what? I absolutely love the theme, the music at the beginning. As soon as I hear that, I didn't get shivers like some people might get, but it's like, the sounds like old Trek. And yeah, and another thing is, there was something one of the villains said. I can't remember if it was in episode 1 or episode 2, and I didn't write it down. But when he referred to Captain Betty, he called her the something lady. Didn't quite catch what he said, and I haven't been back to listen to it since. But there was something, I don't know, something lit up in my brain, and I thought, changelings. Don't know why. It was just like a fleeting thought. I thought, why did we refer to her as that? Like, and then when you see the recruitment centre going down with that portal weapon, and yet it up, Beverly Crusher, trust no one. A son who we now know is Picard's son as well. Through a bit of a who is he, what's he playing at, what's his real game. Some quite clever writing, I think, actually. I said on a previous video, we've got to accept that times have moved on. If you look at TNG, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, they were all made in a certain time period where it was mostly practical effects, and they were more episodic, even though the story arcs are much longer. Now it's like each season as a story arc in itself. And also they're relying a lot more on CGI. It's just how TV's made today. So in some ways it feels different. But what I like about this, like I say, when it first starts off and you hear that theme tune, I was almost expecting to hear Space, the Final Frontier. You know, and that would actually give me the shivers a bit, like, ooh, yeah. But just hearing that theme tune, like, and Yeah, I really loved the introduction of Worf right at the end of episode 2. And it says in the trailer, don't it, I'm a pacifist now. No, he's not. He's a warrior. He's just more wise. Although, I said before, I thought he was quite constrained and he was quite reserved and he wasn't violent. He just, like I say, warrior. He could bring it on when needed to be, and he could be the voice of reason sometimes. Yeah, really glad to see Wolf back in it. Um, like I say, with the changelings, I don't know what made me think that. He just was like a thought that, I can smell changeling, um, like you say, it's not the Dominion, and it's not all of them, but it's a splinter group from the Great Link, which, well, yeah, I think the guy responsible for writing it, Vitalis, I think, Terry Vitalis, I said to her, like, with the trailers, it smells a bit of desperation, they're throwing everything at it, but I actually think now, like, they've done a smart move, because the way how things were going, it was Star Trek was dying, and it was a big shame. Um, this is the final season of Picard, and word of mouth will get around. I know some people aren't completely convinced. A lot of the really old Star Trekkies will perhaps be not so keen on it. Some of them will be like, well, it's good to see the old crew back together. Like me, I was more of a Star Wars fan when I was younger. I got into Star Trek much later on, and I learned to appreciate you could say the more mind-provoking side of it. You know, resolving stuff through diplomacy rather than a blaster. Um, the unpredictability, how the story goes and stuff like that, rather than, all flashy blaster fire here and there. Like, so far, well, just finished watching episode 3, and not much has happened, to be honest. Not much at all. But we've spent a lot of time getting reintroduced to the characters and getting reintroduced to Starfleet, because Star Trek Diversity, Discovery, well, that wasn't Starfleet, was it? Nothing like Starfleet at all. I haven't watched Strange New Worlds, is it? I can't comment on that. And Picard season 1 and 2 were just all over the place. What the hell? Like, that wasn't Star Trek in the slightest. Whereas this seems like Star Trek with Star Trek sounding music and officers and ensigns and people giving out commands. I I was a bit disappointed that the had the swearing in there. I didn't think that was called for. But on the whole, like I say, not much happened this episode. But obviously, it's all leading up to something. More and more's coming out. And obviously, there's a big threat. We now know that it's the changelings, or they've got something to do with the Splinter Group. And well, we know what they're capable of, don't we? But we also know that Picard, Riker again, was topping this. Yeah, different groups coming in, and all in all, like I say, it's modern. Like there's no going back to the old days of TNG and that. They just don't make things like they used to. But I think the writing pretty good, yeah. I think the story so far is intriguing enough to want me come back. Rather than like people watch season 1 and 2, and most people just watched it and hated on it, and were really put off. Whereas I can see some people having little issues here and there, but that's all it's gonna be. I think it deserves the chance that people are giving it. So far, what I'm hearing back is I've heard some people are still sort of stuck in the old world. Me, I'm able to get past that. If the story's good and the characters are good, then I can forgive the little bits and bobs, like, and if it's making me, can't wait to watch the next episode, then that's a good thing. Yes, people, love it if you subscribe, help me out there. Hit that like button. Drop us a comment. What are you thinking about this this final season of Picard? Do you think the tables are now turning, or did you like the previous seasons and you see this as a step back? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Let me know. But for me, I'm pretty pleased so far with how it's going. Anyway, live long and prosper. Thank you very much.